Hit record.
Well, let's see if it keeps recording.
On Audacity.
Yeah. Oh, it does.
Hello.
See, now we can both do both of these things.
My London bridge is falling down like London. I didn't change myself.
You sure do.
Have to. This is still, yeah. I wasn't sure if the mic would read on both.
Man, it kind of sucks that my shirt is backwards, but whatever.
I know.
Oh man. Well, if anybody's seeing this, this is L from Death Note.
Did you watch that movie?
The Death Note movie?
Yeah.
It was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
I felt bad for Lakeith Stanfield.
I want to. Which one is worse, the Death Note one or the Cowboy Bebop live action?
I didn't see Cowboy Bebop.
Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. It's bad.
I was like, I don't trust them. And I don't.
Crack open a cold one, Lee.
Decided.
Pop it open. Come on.
I'm a lady of leisure.
Grab me one of those too.
Yes.
Those work.
There we go.
I need to put some more lotion on this.
What kind of lotion?
Non-scented.
Hair.
Unscented. It has to be unscented.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was using for mine. But mine was also a sticker puzzle. My friend was like, yeah, just wash it with soap, put some lotion on.
It was so annoying.
For dry, irritated, and sensitive skin, unscented.
Sweet.
Bottle of water too. Niggas hear that?
Wow.
That's how you keep your skin glowing.
What, putting lotion on it?
Water. The sound of cold water sloshing about in a bottle.
Well, thank you.
We're still, hey. Yeah, we are. Okay, so we're still good.
We're still good. Sweet.
Well, welcome. Welcome back to the
Secret Life of Bartenders.
The first episode of Secret Life of Bartenders.
Episode 0 is on YouTube.
Don't listen to that. It's slightly problematic, but all the episodes can be slightly problematic.
Always.
So this week, is it? Well, who's this by?
I don't know.
Stem?
Our friend Garrett got me this.
Which I want to have Garrett on next week.
That'd be fun.
Oh, that is really good.
That's really. Oh, the cat with the blue eyes.
It's like,
she's so pretty.
hi, mama. What you doing?
Okay, stop doing that.
We're
We're doing a podcast right now.
We have this game where we'll stare at each other and I mimic her. And she catches on and she goes,
I love it.
yeah. She's so stupid. I love my baby. She's such a dumb little old woman. Anyway, welcome back to the actual, now official first episode of Secret Life of Bartenders.
We've tried this on 2 other occasions too.
Well, it's a learning experience.
That's true.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a learning experience.
It is.
And it's also very different recording in person with each other versus doing it over the internet with people in another remote location.
Yeah.
It's easier, but it's also, oh, that's me. Sorry, y'all. Excuse me. Hoeing never stops.
Shut up.
When your hoes be texting, hoeing never stops. Okay, welcome back to the first official episode of Secret Life of Bartenders.
My skin still looks bad, but it's fine.
I didn't turn the light up that much.
Well, I think it's because like the natural light is hitting me too.
Well, here, let's see if this brown will help balance it out. So.
Oh yeah, that's even better.
Yeah.
But the last time we did this, oh no, we'll have to restart this.
Oh, it is.
Appropriate record.
No, stop. Damn.
Okay, let's try this again.
Well, we'll get an actual like.
Hello.
Start a new one.
Yeah, that's the new one right there.
Oh no, that's still the same file.
Okay, whatever. We'll just do a new file then.
Yeah.
No. All right. Yo, hello there. We are two bartenders in a city.
What the fuck was that?
Whoa.
Oh, don't save.
Okay.
Yeah, just delete that.
All right.
This is purely like for podcasting and all that on this computer.
Wow,
Podcasting.
you look really pretty today. Thanks. All right.
Look at that glow.
Wow.
That glow.
It's great. It's great. Let me take off these fucking glasses so people.
My little mustache.
Yeah.
My angular 80s, 90s cartoon villain mustache, and I love it.
Yeah, it's fun.
This is my villain origin story. Oh, what's happening?
It's just choppy because we're recording.
Come on. It wasn't a minute ago, though.
It's okay.
No, because I want to be able to use the video.
So we'll be able to use. I'm sure the video will look just fine.
There it is. Okay. All right.
Welcome to Secret Life of Bartenders. I'm Joseph Dopke.
And I'm your mother's worst fucking nightmare. Fuck that rotten wombed bitch.
This is Lee.
I'm choosing violence today. Because why not?
See, you know what's ironic is I'm like the foil for violence. Normally you're the one who's keeping me in line and making sure I don't do nothing crazy.
Well, that's because I cared at one point. I don't care now. It's like I don't care. I don't care about people. I don't care about their shit.
Yeah.
I just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
So it's like your feelings mean nothing to me.
It's very Pisces of you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that water. The ebbs and flows of life.
Yeah, man. Don't you just wish you were an Aries sometimes?
No.
We're the best sign.
No.
Yeah, we are.
No.
Sure are, bro.
Libras.
Libras are fine.
Libras are great.
I actually love Libras.
They're just very calming. For the most part, they're either very calming energies or very excited energies. But the way that they can get you to. What is this? Oh, I know you're Aries.
No, read the Google search.
Fuck that. So
it says, "What's the best zodiac sign?" And I edited the image to make it say, look like Aries pops up because I was talking with my friend and shit, and I was like, "Aries is the best sign," and she was like, No, Cancers. And I was like, no, certainly not.
Y'all aren't even in the room.
Right.
Cancers. Like, y'all aren't even in the room. Sorry to all the very attractive Cancers, but y'all are a lot.
Y'all fucking crybabies.
Just so deeply emotional. And it's not even emotional intelligence. It's just. And then want to take it out and spread it all across the world and shit. And it's like, that has nothing to do with me. I am a deeply emotional person. But I keep majority of my shit to myself.
Yeah, you're intrinsic.
It's also called depression.
All right. So what is the topic today, Lee? What are we talking about?
So this week we will be talking about worst dates. Worst dates that we personally had, plus worst dates that we've seen actually at the function, meaning at the bar.
Yeah.
At the function, like we're at a club or a ball.
Like a ball. Who the fuck has balls anymore?
Balls still happen. What are you talking? What balls are you thinking about?
Like Belle goes to the ball. No, not Belle.
No, I'm talking about.
Oh, this is some gay shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
This is why we're doing this podcast, because there's an intersection of two vastly different cultures just colliding right now.
For those of you who don't know, watch Pose, but don't watch too much of it. Take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
Take it with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, it's still
for those of you
produced by
watch
white
Seinfeld because
God damn it.
because it's one of those funny things that apparently everybody like me watches it.
Not like me. I enjoy it. I'm just tired of white people who make Seinfeld their identity.
Or The Office. I feel like the people making Office their identity is much worse. Like, bro, if you go on straight white person Tinder, okay, I promise you, every session that I have, there are at least 2 to 3 different fucking women who are like, let's do nothing on a Sunday and watch The Office. And I'm just like, dude, like that show ended like a decade ago.
Yes.
And honestly, man, I would say it. I don't even think it's that funny. I think that Dwight and Jim's relationship is really funny. Like I love how Jim fucks with Dwight, and like how Pam fucks with Dwight too. But that's about it, bro. I don't think that Michael Scott's very funny. I think that, like, also, I'm sorry not to cut you off, but like all the weird awkward humor in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I like.
I hate it so much, bro. I'm just cringing the whole time.
But that's the thing, though. It's there's always this The Office does this aspect of like really cringy humor, but they do it well where you're uncomfortable because we all have experiences where like things are said or shit happens where it's like I should be laughing at this,
yeah,
but you want to laugh.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't, and it does it well. Like think about when they were doing the guessing game.
Oh God,
what's her name? I think it's Angela got Jamaican. Like shit like that is funny because as a brown and black person, you look and go, how are they going to handle this?
Right,
and they handled it well. The Community did too, and I'm pissed that they took the like blackface elf episode off of Hulu.
Yeah,
because it wasn't blackface, and that was the whole joke. Like that was the whole joke. Was everybody be like, yeah, like, that's the humor in it.
All right, let's get back on topic. All right, so Lee, hold
on. Let's take a break.
What are you talking about?
Segments.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I can.
So you can splice it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I guess stop the recording and then
1, 2. Okay. So welcome back.
That was the transition. That was the transition. Are you fucking kidding me?
Welcome back, ladies and gents, kings, queens, things, everyone, and everybody in between. And this week, we will be talking about our worst dates plus the worst dates we've seen at bars.
Yeah.
You want to start?
Sure. So before I go on, I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm a very competitive person, but I know that Lee is going to have probably a more weird worst date experience because I just know it. That's how it's going to be. So, I mean, one of my worst dates that I ever went on was I was with this fucking girl, and I took her to a bar.
Do I know her?
No, you don't know her.
Okay.
No, and nobody does. Thank God. God damn. So here's the first thing you got to understand about dates that I learned the hard way that night is that you don't take people to like a bar or restaurant that you like really like, that you feel like you're at home at.
It has to be somebody you really like.
Oh yeah, unless it's like already a space that they've been in. You know what I mean?
Not even then.
Well, no, not even then, bro. But like,
everybody doesn't even know that.
Stop hitting the fucking mic.
Shut up. Everybody doesn't need to know that we know.
It's my segment, goddamn. Stop fucking with it. So if you don't cut it the fuck out, I'm the rambunctious kid. You're the fucking cool, calm-headed adult.
Yeah, and I've had 2 glasses of wine and coffee. Adult speedball.
Okay. So, anyways, I try to block this out of my memory, but there are some various parts of this that I do remember. Number 1, she ordered. We were at standby, and she ordered a fucking. God damn it. We were at standby, and she ordered like this shitty fucking drink. Actually, that wasn't a shitty drink. She ordered a drink that she thought she would like, and she ended up hating it because she was trying to like be weird and impress me by ordering something. I don't know, like Parmesan cheese or something on it.
Oh,
it was like the drink was cool.
Like a martini,
something like that.
Yeah,
the drink was cool, but like she didn't like it because I don't know why the fuck she even ordered it.
She's probably dairy-free, gluten-free, vegan.
Yeah, but anyways, it was. This is a classic thing that happens with like white people, where like you'll be with them, and they'll be like, "So what music do you like?" Well, I don't like rap music, but I love Eminem. And
she said that.
She said that, and like now I'm in front of Aaliyah.
Oh, I know she went.
And like I looked up and I was like, "Oh God."
There's nothing worse than being on a bad date and like having that situation with somebody you know,
yeah,
and then making that kind of eye contact.
I know. Like, well, that's why I was like, "God damn it!"
Well, you know, she was judging you in that moment.
I know.
It's just like, why did you bring this girl here?
I know. This is why I don't take people to those spots anymore. That's why, like, if we're gonna go on a date, we're going to the Chesterfield, somewhere that I don't fucking know anybody.
Where's the Chesterfield?
I don't know, some random fucking city, bro. We're going to a bar where, like,
is that real?
We're going to, like, to some bar where I don't know anybody there. In fact, this even happened to me one time too, though. I went on a date at this place in Berkeley Common. It's called Berkeley Common, and it's in Berkeley. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm not gonna know anybody there. I'm familiar with Berkeley, but I know that I'm not gonna know anybody working.
Yeah.
Guess who the first fucking person that I see is? Somebody that I fucking know who's working. And I was like, "How you work here?" And she's like, "Oh yeah."
Who?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But like, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just meeting up my friend here." You know, we haven't seen each other in a long time. By that I mean ever. And I was like, God damn it. I went to Berkeley to fucking not have to see anybody.
And ended up being seen.
Yeah. And I ended up being seen. Like, I'm like, God damn it, man.
And it's never when you're with someone you actually like enjoy being with.
No.
It's always someone that you don't like.
Oh, you know what? So both of those dates are like pretty bad. But like it's hard to like remember particular crazy things about them because I've either blocked them in my memory or they're just unremarkable. But the last bad date I went on, this is really funny. So this girl that I've known for a minute shows up at my crib. She's like, it's been fucking years. How you doing? I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'm like, let's go to the bar. I want to show you where I work. So we go to the bar that I work at. 2 drinks in.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 drinks in, and she's like fucking wasted. And then she orders another round of shots. Mind you, she took a shot like 2 minutes ago. And I'm like, I look at her, I'm like, well, goddamn, like I drink, but I'm not like, this is irresponsible.
That's what you do.
No, but it's different when I do it because like, I'm a fucking bartender, bro. You know what I mean? Like I can drink and like not act a fool, but this girl is sitting down.
Fool.
Oh, she's acting crazy. She's going like this, like again, mind you, 2 drinks. And then she's like touching on this dude next to me like this, like, it's just so good to see you. Oh, what's your name? And I'm like sitting here like what the fuck?
That's Molly behavior.
I know it was Molly behavior, but she was fucking wasted. Then I'm like, okay, we need to go.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get the fuck out of here. And she's and like I what's what I'm looking for? Distract her by saying like, hey, we're gonna go to the next bar. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna show you this other place. We get in the car. I'm like, I'm taking you home right now. She's like, wow, everybody there is so cool. I'm like, you are fucking wasted. What did you do before you came here? And she's like, well, I was drinking with like my dad, and we had like 4 or 5 drinks. I'm like, and you drove here?
That's the shit. That's the shit.
And she drove to my crib, acting fine. Like again, she was not acting any sort of weird. She was just, But those 2 drinks sent her over the edge. And so here's the funny thing: we get back to my crib. She tries to fall asleep on my living room floor. And I'm like, absolutely not.
You got to go.
Well, I didn't say you have to go. Like your car is here. So here's what I'm gonna do. Here's how we're gonna make this situation right. I'm going to take you upstairs. I'm going to put you in my bed, and then you are going to fall asleep. And then I'm going to go back.
I did what you're supposed to.
And then I'm going to go back out, though. And so I was like,
no random bitch in my house.
Well, she's not random. I know her, but like still, like
that's still a like we not.
Together. I know. I thought about it. I'm like, man, this is really fucked up. That she like, But I was like, she's not going to do that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm like, all right, sleep well. I'll be back in like a couple hours. I went right back to the fucking bar.
I hope she hears this.
I hope she does too.
I hope she hears this.
She's not going to, but I hope she does. You know who you are.
And he has a vendetta against you, girl.
I don't have a vendetta against you.
He's coming after you.
I haven't used any names. Yeah, man. I mean, like most of I've never had like a date that went horribly wrong, except for that one where the girl was like talking how like, oh, well, I hate EDM, but I love Electric Forest. Oh, I like hockey. Eminem is my favorite rapper. He's better.
Everything about that says.
I'm just like uninformed, ignorant white person. Yes.
I was gonna say white supremacy, but
uninformed, ignorant.
Far more diplomatic.
Yeah. And again, I'm just sitting, and she's like, "Oh man, really hope that we could see each other again soon." And I was like, "Uh huh." Get out of the fucking car. That was terrible, horrible date. And it wasn't even because like we didn't like get along. It was because like that was the cringiest shit. Like I actively disliked everything that she was saying to me.
Fair.
Actively everything that she was saying to me. I was like, wow, this is fucked up.
This is trash.
This is horrible.
I hate you.
I don't even want to have sex with you.
No.
You know what I mean?
I feel like that's the biggest defining difference between like a mediocre date and a bad date. It's like, mediocre. I don't even want to fuck you.
Right.
Like, no, I just want to be away from you.
Right. Like I'm like all of a sudden, like we're fucking dudes. You know what I mean? Like we're just like, we'll get this nut and get out of here. You know what I mean? But like that was just like, man, no, thank you. Fuck off. It was horrible.
Well, mine involves the police.
See, I knew this is
car accident.
This is why I wanted to go first.
And a minor chase, and him jumping out and running away.
All right, transition. Hi, welcome back to Secret Life of Bartenders. So Lee apparently has a really good date story here. That's fucking a horrible date, and I'm really curious to hear about this because
I've had a lot of really bad dates.
Yeah,
I've had a lot of like really bad dates. Some more dangerous than others over the years. But this one for me was one of the ones that I was like, I just want to be by myself. So I was about 18, 19. I was at Wayne State.
Okay.
I don't drive. Anxiety is too high and I have anger issues. So I don't need to be behind anybody's wheel. But it was a guy that back in the days of BGC, Black Gay Chat, Men for Now, Manhunt, Adam for Adam, Megaphone, the chat line. It was back in those days.
I did not know there were so many different resources for gay guys to hook up.
This was before Jacked or Grinder or Scruff or what's the big one? Growler. This is the
Hold on. I'm sorry.
You never heard of Growler?
No.
Yeah.
it's Grinder for gay
for bears. Yeah.
It's awesome.
For bears and chasers.
That's awesome, man. That's great. I love that.
Have you ever heard of Believer?
No, what the fuck?
Believer is the sex app for people who are queer Christians. Yeah, Believer is a thing. A friend of mine was telling me about it.
What the fuck? Dude?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I mean, just because you are holy don't mean you're not a whore.
Fair enough. That is wild.
Sex and sexuality is important.
You see your pastor on there like, What?
I'll tell you about that off podcast.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Now you gotta say to the podcast.
No, I don't.
Oh, it's bad.
But I was like roughly like 18, 19, and I had met his name was like Blackberry something, because this was the day and age
where he had a username.
Well, no. Everybody had Blackberries. This is like before this.
Okay.
Like, so everybody was like Blackberry this, Blackberry that, right? It was their sign of like socioeconomic standing. It's like, I got a Blackberry, but my whole life is in shambles. My life is just in shambles. Nonetheless, his name was like Blackberry something. We met, had a drink or two prior, and decided we wanted to like meet up again and hang out, what have you. Not even necessarily fuck, just meet up and hang out.
Yeah.
So he scoops me up from Wayne State Welcome Center, same outside, scoops me up. We're riding through my actual old neighborhood, and he's not paying attention, gets into a car accident.
Oh, fuck.
Like head-to-head car accident. The woman driving the little Toyota against his big truck ends up having to go to the hospital.
Oh, no.
This nigga gets out and bolts. Literally bolts.
Leaving you?
And the car, and her vehicle. It was the most embarrassing thing of my life.
Holy shit.
I had to call my parents. And I was like I said, 18, 19. I had to call my parents and try and come up with some kind of like explanation for it.
Well, you can just tell them that you were in a car with some dude and like he bolted.
Not at 18. I'm too prideful for that. Even at that age, it's like I was too prideful for that.
What was your excuse?
I'd rather not get into that because
Well, no, hold on. What did you tell your parents?
I can because the person that allowed me to use oh fuck it. So I essentially I said this was somebody that I met through my best friend, and I called best friend and was like, so this is what I said. Best friend was like, okay, cool. I got you covered in case, parents ever wanted to have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
The woman came out, she was okay. I did not see this man for years. Catch real tea.
Yeah.
This man ended up being friends with someone that my best friend was dating, right?
Oh.
So it's years later, like maybe like 5 or 6 years later. No, take it back. Take it back. So many things are coming back. It wasn't Lance. It was another friend of mine who he was actually dating. So this friend was dating this guy and he wanted me to meet him.
Yeah.
So I meet him and it's just so So I explained to the best friend, he was like, what the fuck's going on? I explained to him like what it was. He's like, oh, that's him. To the friend at the time. I was like, that's him? It's like, yeah. They stopped dating shortly after that. But I ran into him again with best friend Lance. And it was somebody that he was dating. And this was like 5 or 6 years out of that.
Yeah.
And we actually we chatted for a bit. And we chatted for a bit and he made amends. And I was like, okay, cool. Like you acknowledged what the fuck you did was wrong. You acknowledged that it was trash. You acknowledge that you harmed people, and you acknowledge that because of the most basic thing of not having insurance, that you fucking bolted, which would have made it even worse for you. And then you acknowledge too that I didn't say shit and I didn't put you in harm's way.
Yeah.
So we made peace. I got a lot of apologies, and a lot of thank yous out of that. And I'm just like, no, cool.
That's just so fucking wild.
Oh, it gets worse.
Oh, how does it get worse?
No, not this one. There's another. I'm saving that one.
For what?
For the last one.
Okay.
Oh God, there was also the Atlantic City trip where I was dating someone, once again, 18. No, I was like 19 at that time. Was broke, had no money, was purely a college student and party kid. So I had no money, but he wanted to go to Atlantic City for our birthdays. Worst 3 days, 3-day stretch of my life.
Yeah.
And I was there it was his birthday, my birthday, and another friend of mine's birthday. Another best friend, another super close friend. Me and her have been friends since middle school, right?
Okay.
So we saw each other in the 6th grade. We looked at each other like we were like, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? Never talked to each other. She left the school for 7. And then that summer of 8th grade before it started, we went to the same summer camp.
Okay.
I went to the boys' camp. She went to the girls' camp because it was Christian, of course. But they had this like dance where they brought the boys and the girls together at the end of the week. So at some point, our 2 gay asses ended up frolicking through the field, holding hands till my heart will go on. Like this is the girl who, when we like in 8th grade, because I was obsessed with Rocky Horror Picture Show, I would put on my little wig and bustier because, of course, me in 8th grade would have a little wig and bustier. Who else wouldn't? And it was one of them bad shake and goes where everything started here. Oh. And it was like little croppy kind of bob. Yeah. It was so bad. It was a Party City wig.
Oh, okay.
I'd be outside in front of my house dancing to the Time Warp, but she'd just be sitting there looking at me like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Like real love, you know?
Yeah.
But we ended up going with this person to Atlantic City, and it was the worst trip of my life.
What happened?
He ended up gambling away a bunch of money. He was beyond rude and disrespectful. And even before that, hindsight is 2020. Even before that, there were things that would be said and done to me that honestly were abusive. Not physically,
Well, like mentally
and emotionally.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, now I'm like 36 now. You have to be able to identify these factors in your life to be like, this is not, I don't want to go through this kind of thing again. But that entire car ride, that entire trip, car ride, everything was horrible. He kept buying stale cigarettes everywhere we went. It just wasn't, it was just bad. It was bad. We stayed at the Bellagio.
Mm-hmm.
You can't sleep because the lights are here. Your window's here.
Oh no.
Yeah. It was bad. It was bad. I didn't sleep. I think I might have been 20 at this point. 20. I was 21. I was 21. That's what it was. I was a 21-year-old college student. Was drunk the entire time and not good drunk. I don't like to gamble. I'm not a gambling person. And this just put that shit over the edge. It was like, I never want to be in a casino. I never want to gamble. I don't want to be around that shit. I'm not taking trips for this. I don't want to go. If we're dating, I don't want to go to Vegas with you.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't, because I don't trust the fact that you're not going to gamble all your money away.
Jesus.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like, I got that.
So bad.
I like gambling a little bit, but I don't really do it very often.
I'm like, why would I gamble when I could just buy weed? And I got games that I can play at home.
Because sometimes it's the thrill of earning money, bro.
No, fuck
you
that.
ever been fucking drunk and like you buy a lottery ticket just because you're like, fuck it.
I do that sober, not drunk.
Okay, so I remember I was mad as fuck one day, and I was just like, I was also kind of drunk, and I was just like, I went to CVS to go get like a fucking pizza or something, DiGiorno's, and I see like the Michigan Lotto fucking machine, and I was just like out loud, as he was like, you know what, fuck it. Bought a $30 lottery ticket.
A $30?
I won 60.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I was like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. If I lose this, whatever. I'm so mad, I don't care. Fuck it, who cares? I could lose this $30, and it'll just like be another part of my day that sucks. Turns out I won money, but like still, I thought it was pretty funny. Also, can we talk about the background that we have on right now?
Oh yes, this is a white woman on a bad day. This is honestly how I feel trying to date in the city at this point.
Oh man,
it's like why? For what?
Man, dating in the city is weird, bro.
It's awful.
It's awful.
It's crabs in a fucking barrel.
Yeah, it is. Everybody knows each other,
and everybody's too busy shitting on each other.
Yeah,
and I've had too many experiences, like specifically in the city, where I have like been out on dates with somebody or been like actively dating someone, where a conversation comes up with somebody on the outside that may know this person or may have seen or may have heard, because it's always heard.
Yeah.
And it's not like, hey, I care about you. This person's trouble, right? It's not that kind of like caring conversation. It's always something shady, something shitty. Oh, you dating her? Oh, and top fucking thing.
Hey, don't clap in the fucking mic.
I'm sorry, I just got mad. Top fucking thing that is before. It's the most disgusting internalized homophobia that I've ever experienced. You know she's sick, right? Oh, you know she got a home in Virginia. Yeah, she used to be 200 pounds, but look at it, you know, she a skeleton now. You hear that jingle in her bag? Girl, you got your pills with you. It's that kind of shit.
Jesus, that's toxic.
But these have been my experiences, right? This is why there's a very specific type of person just in general that I fuck with. I gossip. Don't get me wrong. I gossip. And I do the shady gossip. But there are boundaries, okay? And I can say some really fucked up shit, but I choose not to.
Yeah.
And if I'm pulling somebody aside about who they're dating, it's not going to be about your HIV status. It's not going to be because you got gonorrhea before. It's not going to be because of any of that shit. It's, okay, hey, this person is dangerous. Yeah. Like, this person is putting you in harm's way. This person does not deserve to have you for these reasons. Other than that, you let fucking people be and exist, especially if you actually care and love about them. Because if this is a bad relationship, when shit goes south, you want to make sure they got a good, solid place to come to for sometimes for housing, emotional support, shit like that. Like you can't dog people out and dog the shitty person out at the same time. You got to be support. Like at some point, you have to shut up and say, "Well, this is your decision, and I love you. I don't like it for these reasons, but this is the person that you're choosing to be with, and because I love you, I'm gonna keep my fucking mouth shut." However, if this shit goes south, you have a safe place to come to.
Okay.
How hard is that? Niggas need to grow the fuck up. So, man.
Word. All right.
Let it all out, bro. Let it out. We're gonna take a quick break. God, it's so okay. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, welcome back to
And I'm black. No. Sorry, shout out to Jaden XD. Thank you for having me on your podcast, girl.
I'm white.
I was like, should we say "and I'm black" as an homage? But it's like, no, don't do that.
I would never say that.
Just sit there and go, yes.
Yes, you are. Put me on record. Yes, you are, Lee.
All right, Dopke. I know you.
Yeah.
I know you've had a few bad dates.
Had a few bad dates. Several bad dates. Most of my bad dates aren't, like crazy shit happening, like a dude fucking gets into a car accident and runs away. It's just like,
and he was a big man too at that. Let me mention this. He was at least a smooth 300 pounds.
Wow.
But he was tall too. So he was like beefy and cute. But I have never seen a man that large run that fast.
Most of my bad dates consist of me, being with somebody, us not really vibing, or them finding me funny, which is annoying. I think I'm very funny.
That's the thing. You can't date somebody that you can't laugh with.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be able to laugh with them.
Or you have to find me, like if I'm doing something that I'm intending to be funny towards, and, you're just like, oh, okay. I'm just like, well, then we just can't fuck with each other. I'm sorry.
Except for that one girl who needs to step her meme game up, who you like very much.
Oh, God, if she's listening to that, she's going to know who she is.
I'm excited to meet her eventually.
Yeah, she's very cool. Man, worst fucking memes, though. God. Just horrible.
And person bad memes.
Oh, man, it's just like, millennials. I have words for you.
You are a millennial.
I identify as Gen Z. I'm a zillennial, but
you're at the tail end of that.
I'm at 95, so that's Gen Z and millennial kind of meet. So my problem is I don't know whether I should be watching people stream video games or whether I should be checking out what kind of cocktail I am on BuzzFeed. Also, that's a joke. I don't really care about.
I do all of those things. Which Harry Potter house are you a part of?
I mean, I know what
Hufflepuff, gang,
bitch ass. Hufflepuff, fucking.
Don't sleep on
Hufflepuff is.
Don't
God, you. This is a fucking trap. I'm not talking about Harry Potter on this goddamn podcast and aging myself.
They're sweet, but they're sneaky. Don't sleep on them.
No, they're not.
They're very sweet, but they are very sneaky. They come to arms when it's need to come to arms.
Sure, yeah.
There's no fear in those hearts.
You know why they didn't really give a lot of attention to Hufflepuffs in the actual novel?
Because they're too nice.
Not because they suck.
Shut up.
They're boring. They like to be comfortable too much. They're not daring.
That is fair. Yeah,
like us Gryffindors.
I like to just.
If you were to guess what house I am, what do you think?
Slytherin.
No. You see, what you were trying to do was you were trying to call me out, but Slytherins aren't bad. But
no, Slytherins aren't.
I'm a Gryffindor.
I actually thought I was going to be a Slytherin.
I'm almost positive you are a Slytherin. They gave me Hufflepuff, and I was like, oh, yay. I mean, intrinsically, you're a Hufflepuff. You're a Slytherin rising.
Shut up. Okay, bad things.
Oh. Man, you ever been on a date with some chick? Okay, I'm gonna also say this.
No, I've never been out on a date with some chick.
Fair enough. So my friend sent me this picture, and it was like, if he knows his whole birth chart, he's ran through. Like his whole fucking
Like gangbang? Not gangbang. I know what you mean.
Oh, what the fuck, man?
Nothing. Never mind. Never mind. Use of language.
So if he knows his whole astrological chart, he's been ran through, and I know my whole astrological chart because, like, bro, like, it'll somebody be being like, "When's your birthday?" And I'm like, "I'm at Aries." I know what you're asking. You want to know what my rising and moon is too? I bet you do.
Are you Scorpio at all? Is there Scorpio in your chart?
No,
Really?
not even a little bit.
Huh.
Aries sun, Sag, moon, Cancer rising.
It's the Sag and the Cancer that makes me love you.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I hate Aries. I really do.
It's the best sign.
I'm too like, and y'all are just like, I'm like, no. I don't want this.
There's a really funny picture of like a cat just sleeping and another cat midair pouncing on it, and like the caption was Aries and Pisces.
That's exactly it.
Because I'm just like always trying to fuck with people like constantly.
Yes.
Which I love about it. I mean, like I think it's really great. I think it's like one of my favorite things to do is when I don't know somebody, I'll just like start fucking. Like for instance, I'm on a date and like some dude's being annoying. And like, I'll be like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm Domarion." And they're like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's Domarion." Like, "What are you?" And I'm like, "I'm Hungarian."
Don't be using our ethnic and very rich and beautiful names for your deceivious matters.
Dude, you don't think there's a white person named Domarion?
There probably is, and he
That's what
lives
I'm
in
saying.
Warren.
That's what I'm saying.
He lives downriver.
I'm Domarion. I'm not gonna tell you my fucking name. And like usually in that case too, I'll look at the bartender and be like, "I'm Domarion right now."
That's the thing about going to places with people.
Know,
yeah, because they'll just go,
okay, Dom,
and then ask you about it later.
Yeah, be like, "What's up with that?" I'm like, "Well, this white dude with dreadlocks was yelling at me, and so I didn't want to give him my fucking name."
Smelling like Elmer's glue and
ugh, bro. Attention, all white people with dreadlocks, die.
Okay, I gotta give it up for this. I saw recently, one lady, one guy, separate times. First time I've ever seen a white person with good, like well done locks, like done locks in the way that they got professionally done.
Yeah,
and it's like my spirit says no, but I want to go. All right.
If you're gonna do it, at least do it right.
It's like at least they look good. Like they look, and even so, you know how some people will have the like triangular kind of parts in for
sure,
shit like that. And it's like, oh, you obviously went to somebody who was black to get this done.
Yeah,
it's like okay, they look good. They look really good. I'm not gonna hate on that. And you're a nice person, so fine. I'll let you have. I mean, I can't take everything away from you. I can't gatekeep all the time. Bitch is tired. It's tiresome.
It's tiresome. White people with dreadlocks are tiresome.
Well, speaking of white people that are tiresome, have you ever been with somebody who was a meth addict?
No.
Well, let me regale you with this
tale
of bizarre and failed threesome.
Wow. See, this is really the secret life of bartenders right here.
Honestly, only a few people know about this.
You're about to tell the world, so let's go. Let's have at it.
Well, there was a young gentleman. He's one of the last white men I dated. And this was why he was there was two guys back to back. It was him and another one. The other one liked to call things ghetto all the time.
I hate that.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't want that in my life and space. This one, unbeknownst to me, was dealing with issues with substances.
Sure.
From my understanding now, he's clean, which shout out to him if he ever hears this. But this experience, so I'm young, I'm wild, I'm reckless, young, dumb, full of cum, wanting to be a hoe. And he hits me up and he wants to have a threesome. It's me and another black dude too.
You know what?
Exactly.
You know what? Yeah, sure.
It's like, okay. And this is the height of me reading race and queer theory. So I I instantly am already kind of on edge. That's like, oh, this is like a BBC fetish.
Yeah.
It's like, you want big black cock. That's what the fuck this is. So we get there, and he breaks the bowl out, and it's weed first. And then it was quickly followed by a straight shooter. You know what a straight shooter is?
No.
It's a pipe.
Oh.
For meth and crack cocaine.
Oh, I mean, I know what those are. I just didn't know it's called a straight shooter.
Straight. Oh, old black folks call them straight shooters.
Okay.
He breaks it out, and he's like, "Oh, you want to hit?" I say, "No, I don't. I'm okay." He takes his hit, and they start messing around, and I'm thinking about my exit strategy, right?
Right.
So I engage a little bit, and then the other black dude takes the meth and puts it up this boy's butt.
Oh my God.
And that was the moment that I was like, okay, I've got to go. And I'm out in Ferndale. And this is before the day and age of Uber.
How'd you get home?
I had to call an actual cab. An actual fucking cab. Like, I had to call Checker Cab. Thank God. 963-7000. Easiest number to fucking remember, because that was even before like the day and age of really truly being able to look shit up. By the grace, and I had a minute phone.
Oh man,
I was like young. I had to take my few little piddly ass minutes and try and get a fucking cab out to this man's house quickly and quietly to make a fucking escape.
Wow,
it was the most uncomfortable experience.
That sounds horrible.
It was uncomfortable. Something that I personally do not want to ever.
Hold on, is that somebody calling you under the name No? That's awesome.
Shut up! You talking too much.
Well, they don't know who they are. Shit. Just No.
Shut up.
That's awesome. I don't have any names on my phone set up as that, but I do have one name on my phone that's set up like, fuck this person, don't answer them.
Oh, yeah. I used to be infamous for the do not answer.
Oh, yeah.
Do not answer.
Do not answer.
Yeah.
Do not text back.
Nope. That shit will come up, do not answer. It's like, oh, I don't remember who it is because it's about a good 8 of y'all in here, but I know.
But I know not to answer.
Something in my spirit said, do not answer. And once again, this is back in the day. Now you just block them.
Yeah.
But it, by far worst experience.
Man, that sucks. That's wild, bro. I don't be having those kinds of experiences, really. I mean, like, there have been times where, like, you know, you're getting intimate with somebody and they start talking about their life too much. And then they start talking about some tragic shit, you know, and, like, you're, like, hooking up with them, right?
Yeah.
And they'll just be like, when I was 18 years old, I tried to kill myself. And I'm just
oh, my God, trauma bonding.
And I'm like, sitting here, like, we're fucking both naked or whatever. And I'm just like, okay. Yeah. Well, you know, God damn it. Because you can't, you don't want to hear that shit. You're like, I'm not interested, but also you don't want to seem insensitive by, like, you know, telling them, like, please stop talking about that.
Yes.
So, yeah, if anybody here does that, don't do that.
Please don't.
Please don't.
Spare, like, literally spare us all. Well, no, I take that back because I used to do shit like that.
Yeah.
But I would do shit like that as a way of saying, so this is what it is. Take it or fucking leave it.
Right. Well, no, it's like, but, like, if you're just hooking up with somebody, you know what I mean? And, like,
no, even then.
I don't know, bro. For me, it's just one of those things where it's like, man, if you're, like, with somebody and you're about to be intimate and then you start talking about how you tried to, like, kill yourself.
Oh, yeah, no. That's
you know what I mean? I'm just like, bro, come on, man. Like, I understand that, you know, you have things that you need to discuss with somebody, but guess what? There is a great profession that's called a therapist.
Big time.
And if you want to talk about that shit with somebody, that's them, because they make much more money. to hear, and
they are compensated.
They're compensated for that, and they are trained to deal with that.
Yep.
So yeah, man. Some words of advice from Dopke.
Just to let you niggas know.
And nobody wants to hear that shit.
No.
Nobody's interested.
Nobody is interested in it in any way, shape, form, and or fashion. Like if we're just fucking, no.
Yeah.
If we're fucking and we're getting to know each other,
different.
That's very different.
That's like maybe like a third or fourth, like, you know, time situation where you're like, well, hey, you know, I'm just gonna let you know like what's going on in my life and like what happened. And I'm like, oh, interesting. Now I actually have context and I actually give enough about a fuck about you.
Yeah.
So like, you know, have some sort of like, you know, response other than like, I'm so sorry.
What else? Oh, tell me more.
Right. And I'm just like, dude,
what exactly happened?
So
no.
I'm like, dude, I don't care.
You have to be, you can't go on dates and do that shit.
No, it's horrible.
And also, I don't know why. Well, because of the internet, we all to a certain degree overshare.
Yeah.
Like there's a time and a place to be sharing those kinds of things.
Yeah, but not
on a first or second date.
No,
and especially not in the middle of sex.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Have you ever been in the middle of sex and just started laughing about shit?
Yeah.
Had somebody be mad?
Hell yeah.
And it has nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
You just think about shit. It's like,
yeah, they're like, the fuck is so funny.
Yes, they take it down. It's like, I wasn't thinking about you. What do you mean you weren't thinking about me? I'm sucking your dick. It's like, right. Like I just had a random thought.
I'm like, sorry, bro. ADHD is a bitch, ain't it?
Yeah. And
it's crazy.
You know, survival.
Right. I mean, like, I like to laugh a lot, just in general, just because, like, to me, that's like me being happy.
No, same.
It's like I just laugh and I'm just like, man, I'm very happy right now.
You have to find some kind of like. Past couple of years have taught me that it's the most important thing in life beyond being able to be self-sufficient and take care of yourself is to have some kind of joy.
Yeah.
And it's the other thing that I've realized too is like even with people, even sometimes with the people that you are dating, they're not going to understand your joy or they're not going to understand your sense of humor.
Sure. And then I'm just probably not going to go on another date with them.
That's,
you know, it's
become very important to me that, you know, be cute, be a little chunky, look like food, like quiet times at home. And then once in a while go out. But above all, we have to have what the Brits call good chat. Good banter.
Yeah, absolutely. Witty banter.
Yeah.
That's a thing for me too. It's like I like to be witty. And I kind of like, you know, personally, I'm looking for somebody to be like witty to me too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
cheeky.
Like if I say like some sort of slight comment, you know what I mean? Like I'm looking for like oh yeah, yada yada yada. And I'm like
somebody that is going to serve it back.
Like we're playing tennis or ping pong or something.
Yeah.
And like meanwhile, I'm just like, if it's not going well, I'm just like smashing it away, and they're just like, well, what the fuck?
And they don't understand it, or they get dismissive about it. Like, no,
that's stupid.
Be funny, like laugh, like you can't make it through life without an intense amount of laughter.
I would agree,
and you have to be able to do so.
All right, let's transition into not talking about our sex lives for 20 minutes, and let's talk about dates that we've seen gone bad at bars.
Okay, you start because
transition. 1, 2, 3. All right, welcome back to
the fucked up shit. So we got personal with our dates,
but now we're going to talk about some bad dates that we've seen
and experience while working and had to continue to work, and these people are sitting 2 feet in front of you.
Yeah. One of the dates that I saw that was fucking horrible was this dude who felt like he knew the bar. First of all, if you're on a date and you're trying to impress me, just tip me well. You know, be a kind person and tip me well. Don't act like I'm your confidant on your fucking date, bro. Don't be like, hey, they're right, bro. And I'm like, bro, I don't fucking know you.
No,
leave me the fuck alone. Like, do you want another drink?
Get your fucking toxic masculinity out of here.
Yeah.
I just want your money. And
right.
Shut the fuck up.
Right. So, like, this dude is, like, trying to play this fucking game with me. And, like, this girl's definitely not having it. And I think that he was obviously trying to fuck this girl too. Like it was very clear. He was like making weird touching motions, and she wasn't about it. And so he just up and leaves, and like leaves her with the bill.
He left her with the bill?
Yeah, he just got up and left.
Scum.
I know. And she left me her number because I was nice to her, and I was like, and I told her, I'm like, so how the like that's my thing. I'm like, how did that go? And she's like, well, I don't think he paid, and I'm like, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. No, but let me buy you a shot. You know, like
That's always why you also show up. You meet someone somewhere so you can leave when you want.
yeah. Ooh, yeah, that was a pretty bad one. Horrible. Then she ended up flirting and making out with this other guy next to her.
Yeah, she should have.
Yeah, because
she deserved it.
I agree.
After all of that shit.
I see a lot of awkward dates, you know what I mean? Like where you could tell that it's like, you know, first date. Because the bar that I work at is like a fucking prime ass spot.
For first dates.
Oh, yeah. Because it's not like fucking super fancy, you know what I mean? It has like a chill vibe. It's a very casual, but it's also, you know, like you got a nice cocktail there. You know, you can have a nice time, and the ambiance is very cool. The lighting is low.
Yep.
You know, so
and it's cool. It's hip. It's like new, young, and fresh, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like because we used to get a lot of first dates at the place we were at together.
Yeah.
Because it was that like kind of hip, kind of cool bullshit.
Yeah.
I saw a guy essentially propose to this woman. We didn't know, but we knew something was up.
Yeah.
Apparently she quietly declined and then collected her pocketbook and everything and left. Middle of the meal, he finished his glass of wine.
Oh my God.
He still let her, he gave her the ring. Just gave her the ring. Sis put it under a napkin. And when I'm clearing up, guess what I find?
The ring?
Yes. I'm just like, God damn.
Did you keep it?
I couldn't. Casey came back for it. I think he came back for it a couple months later.
Okay.
It was sitting in the basement in the safe that whole time.
Wow.
And I was like, fuck it, I'll take this shit and pawn it. What the fuck you mean? Like, it was a nice ring. And he came back for it. But saddest thing.
That sucks.
But I also I also feel like this is such a that was such a his lack of self-awareness.
Yeah.
Because you can feel when there's problems and issues, and you know when there's problems and issues in the relationship.
Yeah.
And instead of saying there are these kinds of issues, I should not be doing this. Because if you have, like, every relationship has issues, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you have to be conscious of like how big these things are and how big they affect you or this other person. And is this a deal breaker at the end of the day? And to not just break out a ring and be like, well,
right. Here's your ultimatum.
Right. Her entire expression was just no. I remember her saying no.
Damn.
And I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Damn.
I think I was working with, remember Amanda that worked at BCD for me? I was working with her behind the bar. And we both just turned around and was like, oh my God.
Oh, this is at Sapipi's?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was like it was an early part, so it was starting to get busy.
Yeah.
But it was starting to get busy. And we're just like, I'm sitting there trying to eat my fucking crostini.
Mm-hmm.
With what's that pork, that Italian pork thing with pistachios?
Oh, I don't know, bro. You know better than me.
Damn. And the names escape me. I can't remember names for shit. But if you put it in front of my face, I'm like, oh, I know this. Yeah. Give me that. So I'm just like, girl, do you see this? She's like, oh my God. Oh my God. And we're just averting our eyes through the rest of the experience.
Oh God, that's horrible.
Because you can't just stand there and stare.
No.
You can't stand there and stare. It just makes it worse. It makes it worse. Do you remember the night that a certain boss came in with his girlfriend for a date? They were on a date and they came in and wrapped up drinks and it just went left.
Mm-hmm. That was a bad date. That was a pretty bad date.
It was bad. I think she got her shit and left too.
Yeah.
They would just, if you're on a bad date, just leave. Just leave.
Yeah, just pay your tab. Leave.
If you are a woman, collect your shit and go.
Yeah.
Not woman. If you are a femme body, collect your shit and go. Leave that motherfucker with the tab. That's the least. That's the least that they can do, because 9 times out of 10, they are the fucking problem. Speaking as a fuckboy, we are the problem.
I'm not a fuckboy.
Yes, you are.
Okay, maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
Was that thing that I did with that one girl where I left her in my bed fuckboy shit?
And then went back out.
Yes.
Yeah. But the thing though is, you didn't go back out to. It's like diet fuckboy.
Diet fuckboy,
because you didn't go out to go fuck other people. Like,
I mean, I could have,
but you just went out to go have like drinks.
Yeah.
So it's like diet fuckboy.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If like some chick would have been like, just come back to my place, I'd have been like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah.
This girl's asleep in my bed. I'm gonna come home and be like, hey, wakey, wakey,
get out. Collect your things, collect your pocketbook, your Pond's facial cloths, and get out my house. Get all your shit.
Man, that's funny.
In the words of Vivian Green, I gotta go, I gotta leave. So please don't make it hard for me. Just go. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Get out. Get out.
Man, do you have any other fucking good stories about bad dates you've seen at the bar? Because I know that like there's been some bad ones. I just can't remember them. Like,
oh, we used to have this couple, not there, but a different place. We would have this couple, and everybody liked the wife. Nobody really cared for the husband.
Okay.
They would have like 2 bottles of wine, which we normally won't do 2 bottles of wine for 2 people. Because it's technically it is excessive.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But it's also, they're also doing a 5-course tasting.
Oh, then, yeah, for sure.
So it's a lot, but you're eating, you know, and these people are wealthy. They're snowbirds. They drink like this all the time.
Sure.
After that first bottle of wine, he would be so fucking disrespectful to this woman.
Oh.
And it, like myself, the manager, and the other bartenders, we would just cringe because it's like, how do we intervene in that? And do we have the right to intervene?
Yeah.
Like, they've been obviously married all of this time. This is something that she's more than willing to accept. I don't care how bad we are. We might be silent and snippy and tense, but we will never disrespect each other in a public space.
No, never.
You will never fucking embarrass me. That is fucking embarrassing, especially as a woman, to have your husband talking down to you in a busy ass restaurant with the bartender here.
Oh, that sucks.
It was uncomfortable, and she is so sweet.
Oh.
And she's one of those people that, because we get a lot of the like, well, Detroit doesn't have this, and it's good to see Detroit coming back people, where you're like, well, no, it does. It's just not for you. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's just not for you. It's here. You're just not invited to it. There's a difference. She was one of those people that was actually very vocal about like the changes in cities. Like, yeah, some things are great. Some things need to be balanced. Why aren't there more of these? Why aren't there more brown people up front? Where is this? There's another girl that we worked with, because at the time it was just 3 of us. But one of us, I was there all the time. One of us was only there part-time. The other one was there all the time.
Yeah.
But she was working the counter. And she was one of those people that like noticed that was like, oh, wait a minute. Where's she at? I need my meat sliced and I need to see how she's doing. She was telling me that this was going on. You know, she paid attention. She paid attention and cared in a way specifically with the Black and brown bodies there, because she knew we were all smart and talented. She knew all of this shit. She would be the one that's like trying to have off the clock conversations with me about the industry.
Sure.
Where I'm like still trying to keep it very diplomatic because I'm on the clock and I'm like mincing words and playing non-threatening Negro. She's the one that leans in and goes, that's not what you mean. This is what you want to say. And I just go, you said it, not me. And to see her just be disrespected like that, it's just fucking awful. He would tell her to shut up. She doesn't know what she's talking about. That's not what we had last time. Yeah, I do like this. You're wrong. She's like, well, the last time you came in, you didn't want this. I do like it. And we would have to be like, yeah, no, last time you came in, you didn't get the scallops. You said you didn't like the scallops. Well, I just didn't like what came with it. But he was just one of those
what
like,
the fuck, dude?
He was it's abuse.
Yeah.
It is fucking abuse.
It is.
Like, if you can't talk to your partner about the shit and the problems and things that are happening in your life, then like, don't drag her out to a public place just to spend $400 on a meal and demean the woman throughout the entire process.
Horrible.
Fucking disrespectful. It is
Yeah.
disrespectful.
Terrible.
Awful. Awful.
Men be better.
Yes. And here's the thing, too. When it comes to things like beverages, you are a novice. Shut up. Let us do our jobs. Just because something is a Chardonnay does not mean that it's oaky and buttery. It doesn't. It
Sure.
doesn't. It's about the process. It's about the process. Some Chards are very high acid, less butter. Some don't. Some sit and still bad, meaning that they don't get that butter. Don't argue with me about the flavor profile of this Chardonnay.
Right.
First and foremost, you're drinking Chardonnay. The fuck out of
The
here.
butter tastes real good with that scallop, though.
The one I'm thinking of,
Yeah.
yes, because it wasn't oaky. It wasn't very buttery. It had
Yeah.
a little bit of that kind of like, it was more like an olive oil fat. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Like savory. Is olive stone fruit? Is that technically stone
I
fruit?
don't think olives are stone fruit.
But they're definitely fruits, and the pits are kind of stone fruit.
Let's look at that up.
Look at this. We're giving y'all an education on beverage.
Are olives stone fruit? Like, well, now we just seem dumb because
No, because we actually know what the fuck a stone fruit is. That olives are fruits.
Peaches, plums, cherries, nectarines, apricots, and plutos, dates, mangoes, coconuts, green almonds, lychees, and olives. Yeah, olives are technically classified as stone fruit.
Look at that beverage knowledge coming in.
I didn't. You know what? It makes so much sense too. I just never thought about it like that.
No, because we don't think of olives as being a fruit.
Sure, we don't think of tomatoes as being a fruit either, but they
Same.
are.
We count tomatoes as like a vegetable, but it's not a vegetable.
But it's not a vegetable. It's a fruit. Yeah.
I'm mad. I forgot what I was saying. Never mind.
All right, man. You know. Now we can just talk about this. Like, if you're gonna go on a date to a bar,
The things to do when going on a date
to a bar. You know, the first thing is like, I like to choose personally a bar either where I know everyone if I think this date's gonna go good, or if I don't know who this fucking person is and I'm just kind of like just going out with them. Go to a place that you know you don't go to all the time.
Yes.
You know, go to like the random hole in the wall somewhere where you're never gonna see anybody there ever again. Because if it goes bad, you don't want your friends being like, so how was that? And then like motherfuckers are talking and shit, and you're just like, man, I don't want to deal with this shit.
Never.
Number two, you know, like Lee said, if it's going bad, then, you know, I guess, you know, pay your tab or don't. If, you know, it's like that bad. If you're being disrespected, then like fucking just like get out. There's no reason for you. Don't owe this motherfucker anybody, and you don't owe this motherfucker anything.
Anything. An ounce.
An ounce.
An ounce.
You know, and yeah, man. I don't know what's some advice you would give, bro.
Never treat. So, okay. This is more things to look out for.
Sure.
So if you're out on a date with someone and restaurant, bar, what have you, and they treat the service staff like shit,
Oh, then yeah,
how do you think they're going to treat you?
bro. That's so funny too, because sometimes I'll be going on dates with people and they won't know that I'm a bartender. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like, because I won't tell them, because I'll be like, let's see how this goes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because I also don't want you to know where I work
Or what I'm doing.
or what I'm doing if this goes south.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So fucking if they treat service staff bad, then that's just an immediate no for me.
It's immediate.
It's just like
No.
like, and it's not even because like I'm a bartender. I mean, that's a little bit of the reason, but it's mostly because like when you're being somebody's giving you service, you know what I mean, and like they're trying their best and whatnot, and like you're gonna be rude to them. That just means that you're not a good person.
That's it.
You know what I mean? It
That's
just
it.
means that you're not a good person, even to their face. You know what I mean? You could talk shit about motherfuckers behind their back, and that's like one thing. But like to their face, being disrespectful and stuff, and like not understanding how to go out. You know what I mean? And like what happens at a bar.
And also, too, just because you've had a couple of cocktails or maybe have gone and spent a couple of weeks in Rome doesn't mean you know shit about wine or the wines that are or wines or cocktails, whatever it is on the menu.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up and listen.
Yeah. Ask your bartender, hey, what do you think I should have? I like this.
Don't do that.
Well, why you can do? I don't mind that. We're at an impasse because I don't mind that. It's like, hey, like at least at our menu, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of flavors that you know like people don't necessarily understand or don't know how to parse the information.
Yeah.
And so like you could be like, hey, so I like these. What should I like old fashions. What drink should I get?
Don't ask me what's your favorite drink to make.
Oh no, but you know what I answer? I answer that. I'm like my own after my shift.
Well, I say whiskey on the rocks.
I don't say that. I'm like my own after, and then like, it usually gets like the chuckle because like I'm being like coy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, don't worry about what my favorite drink to make is. You know what I mean? Like, what do you like? You know what I mean? Like, I know, and you know, it's not coming from a bad place either. When they ask that, they're trying to like, you know, well, it's not. Think about it. Like imagine like you're a person. Well, like they obviously are good at their job. What drinks do you think they like to make? Because like I think I might get a good drink out of them if they do.
Yeah.
So then it's like, don't worry about what drinks I like to make. I like to open a beer. You know what I mean? I like to pour a shot.
That's it.
You know,
Don't ask me nothing else.
I like making cocktails too because I mean, like I'm good at making cocktails. You know what I mean? But like, do I? I mean, I don't know. What's my least favorite drink to make? I don't know. Fucking Ramos Gin Fizz or something with egg white. I don't like making those, but like I do it, and I do it fucking great because I know how to do it right. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's like one of those things where it's like, don't worry about it.
Especially that Gin Fizz.
Oh man.
Like if you don't do a reverse dry shake with that, you're gonna be fucked.
Yeah.
No, seriously, you're gonna be fucked. You have to do a reverse dry shake with that.
Yeah.
That's the only way to get it out, like effectively and quick. What's a reverse dry shake? So you have your dry shake initially.
I think that people are gonna know what that is.
Reverse
You know what? I'm not here to educate you guys. Just Google it. I'm done.
Can you Google that?
Yeah, you can Google reverse dry shake. That's on the internet.
Yeah, but that might be something lewd.
I don't know where that came from. Okay, fine. A reverse dry shake is where you shake with ice and then you shake with egg white after instead of shaking with egg white first and then shaking with ice.
Yes, it gives you more texture to it.
Well, it gives you bigger bubbles.
Yes.
Whereas like the regular dry shake gives you a more tight bubble structure.
A tighter bubble structure.
You know, which is like what I do regular dry shake for like, you know, egg white sours. For maybe like a fizz. You know, I might do a reverse. It depends upon my mood and like what I'm trying to go for.
I always love the reverse dry shake, just mainly because when you do the OG dry shake, it is that it's tighter bubble, it's a smaller head.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that especially when you get your ango or if you're doing nutmeg, that larger bubble, one, holds it better, and two, it just gives you this beautiful, just thick.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what is this?
Yeah. Well,
it's more of a like wow factor.
Sure. Yeah.
Instagram heads.
I mean, like with an egg white sour, I like to shake with a very large ice cube, and what that does is it aerates it more, like, and it gets King cube, yeah, it gets minimal dilution, aerates it more. You know what I mean? Or with like a flip, I just shake with one single cold draft or hot Hoshizaki cube.
Okay,
one of the tiny ones until it dissolves.
Okay, that's fair.
You know, it depends upon the scenario. But this isn't a podcast about fucking cocktail nerding. This is a podcast about dumb shit. Oh, you're excused.
I'm such a gassy man, y'all. I had dairy. When you're over 30,
thanks, bro. Thanks.
You eat dairy, it just changes your whole life. Like you get stuffy, you get gassy. It's just the dairy is the devil, and I'm addicted to it.
The dairy is the devil, and I'm addicted to it. That was a lot of
I also won't have dairy on dates.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're gassy,
Yeah.
that's not a good look.
Okay. He doesn't know that I would do this, but when he would make me mad
You'd eat dairy.
and then go to bed, farting up a storm, they would wake him up. It's like, I'm gonna get you back some way, somehow. And it's gonna be the most slidey, petty, like minor inconvenience, but you're gonna be so fucking annoyed by it.
You're right.
And I'm just gonna go to sleep and just be farting up a fucking storm.
That's funny.
I know my weapon. Don't ever. If you really piss me off, I'm going for the whole milk. Going for the whole. I will sacrifice my body for revenge. Sitting there shitting all night, but I will get them farts out and you will hate me.
That's funny.
Especially if you know if I did it intentionally.
Right. All right. Well, on that note, I think that wraps this episode up. We've been talking for a long time.
We've regaled y'all with tales of threesomes and horrible dates.
Yeah. All right.
Women leaving, men leaving, meth usage, car accidents. Kind of went all around the map today.
And Eminem being the best fucking rapper alive.
Okay, good night, y'all. Good night. I want to bid y'all an adieu and God bless. Look at you knocking shit over.
Look, why the fuck do you have I want y'all to look at this mug. Oh, it says, you can't see it in the light. It says black, no cream.
Because that's how I take my coffee.
Okay. Anyways, y'all.